Stapakaya ca dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Stapakaya ca dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avataravariष्ठाय Ramakrishna te namah Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate in this age, who came to integrate all the religions of the world, who gave practical spiritual teachings for the benefit of the whole humanity. Just as all the rivers merge in ocean, even so all the religions merge in Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna practiced all the principal religions and arrived at the truth. Goal is the same. Approaches are many. So, there is no conflict in religion. There is only conflict in our thinking that should be corrected properly. Sri Ramakrishna has given clear instructions how one should practice religion according to one's own way. What is important is we have to be very practical in our spiritual pursuit. Religion is not simply theorizing. It is being and becoming. Religion is realization. We should understand religion in this true meaning. Whoever has practiced religion and arrived at the final truth will embrace the whole humanity. A devotee of God loves everyone, hates none. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitraha karuna evacha. Lord Krishna has said in the Gita in very clear terms the definition of a devotee, not simply telling I belong to such and such religion, I belong to such and such faith, I was not satisfy the Supreme God. He is satisfied only when a devotee fulfills certain qualifications required to be called a devotee. Who is my devotee? Lord Krishna says very emphatically, he who hates none. It is 100% you must follow that, not 99%. Even if 1% is left over, you have failed in the spiritual test. So, we give primary importance for the steps to be undertaken. As I already told you, religion is not simply theorizing. It is not simply in the books in the library. It is to be translated in our life. Sri Ramakrishna's life is religion in practice. Precept and practice go together. So we should translate our life in the same way as Sri Ramakrishna did. Then we will be qualified to be called as students of Vedanta, disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, worshippers of Parabrahman, call by whatever name you want. But these qualifications must be fulfilled. From the beginning of life towards the final realization, Sri Ramakrishna has set forth the ideal in front of us. How many of us are really serious about it without making any politics out of the religion? If you are sincere, God is very near to you. If you are not, God is far away from you. You may criticize God million times. God is not bothered about that. By criticizing God, you are criticizing your own self. Because God is not somewhere outside. He is just in the center of your own heart. Let us not forget the truth. Truth is that God is all pervading. He is present everywhere. But we have become blind because of ignorance, because of avidya, because our mind is bogged down to aparavidya, low type of knowledge. Low type. What is the meaning of low type? The knowledge that takes you down and down. The knowledge that gives you suffering, misery, doubt, tension, worries. All the type of knowledge which binds you to this world, as if this world is very much real to you and there is nothing else beyond that. If you take that position, you are completely lost. But we have to work our own freedom only by coming in contact with the world like this. There is no other way. You can't get realization in the heavens. You can't get the perfection in the nether worlds. You do have to work out that realization in this human body, in this world. So we have been given human life. It is an opportunity given to us by the all-merciful God. In spite of all our shortcomings, all our roguish mind, all our rubbishness, still God is kind. Still God is giving air for us to breathe. Still God is giving water for us to drink. Still God is giving shelter for us to live on, in spite of all our weaknesses and shortcomings, in spite of all our egotism. So Sri Ramakrishna, in the beginning itself, he has made it very clear. What's the purpose of this life? Is it just to beget children year after year, increase the population of the world, as if world will be lost if we are not engaged in that act? Put a stop there. There is a limit for doing anything and everything. There is a limit for even enjoying the world. If you go limitless, you lose all the value. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is setting forth ideal from the beginning itself. My ideal in this world is not simply to go for a job and earn some amount of money and eat and drink and sleep and die one day. It's not just for that I have come here. No. My life here is, I must realize the truth, whatever it might be. What is the truth? I must experience it, because it cannot be described in words. It has to be experienced by each and every one. The spiritual masters can show the way, but we have to move onwards. We have to find out the way. They will help us in our way. They help us. That is because of their infinite love towards human beings. Why should God incarnate at all? Why should He incarnate? It is because He loves humanity. He wants to show the way to us. He knows that we have lost our way in this world. Come on, I will show you the light. So we should be able to fix our ideal from the start of our life, not the fag end of your life. I am 80 years old. Now I will go to Vanaprastha. What Vanaprastha you will do after 80 years? It's all simply talking. If you can't live a spiritual life when you have got energy and vigor in your body and mind, how can you expect that spirituality to come when you have lost all the powers? When you have become useless and burden, not only to yourself, to the society as well. So we should be very definite about it. Let us not compromise the truth for the sake of our, it is self-flattering. No. So Sri Ramakrishna has set forth. It's all right. We have to seek a job, we have to earn money. It's good. You earn. Nobody asks you to sit idle. Even Sri Ramakrishna is called severely if anybody is sitting idle without doing anything. The spirituality begins only when a person becomes very active in life. Not for one who is idiot and dullard. Not for one who is drunkard and who has lost all sense of proportion. A stage is to be set forth to live the life of spirituality. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving this ideal for us. The ideal of human life is to realize God. You must devote some part of your time and energy towards achieving that. Stop giving reasons. We must act upon. So Sri Ramakrishna has given the ideal for us. We have to get rid of bondage. We have to get into freedom. There is joy in freedom. Freedom is bliss. Why should I be imprisoned in this cage of body and mind? I should be able to go out anywhere I want. So, the first important point we should learn is that we have not inherited this human birth to just waste it in mere acts of eating, drinking and sleeping and dissipating all our energy in useless things. So, it is in our hands. We are losing the mind, so the mind is going in its own way. So we should be watchful about our own mind. We must therefore firmly resolve to realize our self. We should never waver in our purpose, even if it means to die in the attempt. So people are very fond of telling as many times as possible, Swamiji, we have got duties. Why don't they think that spiritual practice also are a part of duty? People have the idea of whatever they do in a selfish way, they are only to be considered as duties. What's the use of such duties? Tell me that. If the duties do not take you towards God, what is the use of those duties? What are you going to achieve through that? So, you must have spiritual orientation. Duties have value only when you are aspiring to realize the truth. Only when you are aspiring to evolve yourself, blossoming yourself. And Sri Ramakrishna has shown in his life by setting forth the ideal and practicing himself wholeheartedly, dedicating the whole life towards that. So he conquered the self. Our Upanishads have clearly set forth the steps to realize the truth. These steps can be practiced by anybody, by any community, any caste, color, creed, race, nationality. Anybody on this planet. Truth belongs to everyone. It is not the exclusive property of some privileged people. That's why the Supreme Paramatman incarnates himself to guide us in a proper way. Truth is very simple. Because it is very simple, so it is very difficult for us to practice. That's the paradox. It is very simple, so it is very difficult. Why it is very difficult? Because we are weak, terribly weak. The moment you speak of exercising yourself, you feel weak. Even the thought of doing exercise makes you weak. Oh, I should have to get up early morning and do all sorts of things. Today I am not in a good mood. They cry. So Upanishads show the way. The whole ideal and the steps are given in this one verse which I am quoting to you and then explain its significance. It is in Sanskrit. All the wordings are so nicely coined there. There is no ambiguity there. There is no confusion. Straightforward. Direct. Steps are clear. No hazy. Satyena labhyaha tapasa hi esha atma samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam antasharire jyotirmayah hi shubhro yam pashyanti yatayah kshina doshaha. That's all. Steps are given, ideal is shown. You have to walk. That's all. You will definitely reach the goal. Because they have reached the goal, so they are telling, look, I am speaking from my experience. You follow this, you will also arrive at the same thing. First of all, we must ask ourselves, do we really want spiritual attainment? Or you want to equate all spirituality towards your worldly achievements? There itself you have to figure it out properly. Anyway, the truth, God, Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, whatever name you give to the to that principle, it is called, in Sanskrit term, they call it as Atma. Where is that Atma? Antasharire. It is in our inmost heart. It's in every being's heart. Antasharire. Jyotirmayaha. How is it? It is resplendent. Marvelous. Resplendent. Once you see that, you become mad after it. There is no ambiguity here. You must watch that. Every word is very clear. That Atman is Jyotirmayaha. Antasharire. It is resplendent, manifesting in our heart. Shubhraha. Pure. Stainless. That is the nature of Atman. Shubhraha. That Atman is visible to whom? Yatayaha. Those who have full control over their system, over their organs, over their senses. You must have perfect mastership over them. And kshina doshaha. Kshina doshaha. Free from blemishes. They can see. So our spiritual practice is meant for making us pure. The very fact we are not able to see God means that we are still impure. We have to clean it. However difficult it might be. If it is more difficult, use more strong detergent. Strong, stronger, strongest, like that. You have to apply. Each man's mind is different. Each man's impurities are different. But impurities are to be cleared out. Then only you will have the wonderful vision of Atman. Now, after telling this, the sage is telling how to purify yourself. You told that those who are purified, those who have full control over the senses, would see Atman shining in their heart. Now they give the steps. How we should do that? What is the first step? Satyena labhyaha. Here itself you feel difficulty, I know. This Atman is to be attained by being truthful. It's very simple. So it's very difficult. Swamiji, we are in the world. You don't know. You have no idea about the world at all. Like that you will criticize me. I know that. But you have to take truth as it is. You must be truthful. Anyway, I will elaborate afterwards. The first step is, this Atman is obtained by being truthful. Tapasa. What is the next step? Tapasa. By life of discipline. Tapasa means life of discipline. You have to examine yourself, how far you are disciplined in your activities. You are your own test. Don't expect somebody else to test you from outside. You yourself are your test. How far you are disciplined. So, the next step he is telling, tapasa. Be disciplined. Samyak jnanena. By true understanding. That is, through concentration of the mind. Correct understanding comes only through proper concentration. Then, brahmacharyena nityam. Maintaining chastity. That means not allowing the mind to wander about in the streets of sensual pleasures. That's the meaning of chastity. The moment you allow the mind to run after in the streets of sensual pleasures, forget about God. Time is not for you yet. You have to practice it. So all these factors are to be taken care of to realize Atman. Sri Ramakrishna would say, what is the first priority? First priority is to realize God. Then you come and live in the world. You are free from dangers. Dangers are afraid of you. But we are going in the opposite way. Our first priority is the world. Last priority may be God. That also may be. We are not very sure. You can't have both. Yoga and bhoga cannot go together. Sailing in two boats, is it ever possible? You have to put both your legs in either in one particular boat or in the other boat. Anyway, I am just trying to point out the important steps to be taken, then you know how to practice them. At least you are hearing that itself is a practice you must know. There are millions of people in Chicago. Are all of them are hearing this Upanishad statement? Only a very few people like you have come, in spite of all your tremendous responsibilities and duties in the home. You have come here. That itself is a practice. I value that. It has got tremendous value. Sure, there's an indication that you have got a hope. So, the first step which I was telling you is to practice truthfulness, which is very difficult in this Kali Yuga, in this modern age. They call it as iron age. Why it is difficult? We should put that question. Why it is difficult? Because we have got so many desires. We want to satisfy our desires. If truth adjusts to our desires, then it's all right for us. Then wonderful. But if truth is against my prosperity in the world, let the truth stay there for some time till I enjoy life to a little extent. This kind of thinking must be corrected. Life will be always like this. Don't forget. There is no beginning, there is no end. Anadi, Ananta. Life is continuous. If you don't aspire for freedom, you will be in perpetual bondage. Enjoy. Enjoy. Again come. Again go. Again come. Again go. Transmigration of soul, what we say. Birth and death, birth and death, death and birth. Alternate. How long? As long as you have got desires. As long as you want to enjoy. Where is the end? There is no end. There is no end. But life is not very smooth that way. It will teach you a lesson. What? You think that the whole thing is permanent? No. So it gives you little pain. It gives you little suffering. Unpleasantness. All these things will come. They give a big jolt to your life. What? What is happening? Why I am faced with so many difficulties? Why? Then he begins to probe. Only when people get into some disease, they run after the doctor to get medicine. It is just like that. It is just like that. People will not turn to spirituality unless they have gone through fire of suffering. Fire of suffering. The sufferings are the traffic signals for us. If you take care of those signals properly, you are safe in your journey, in your spiritual journey, what I mean. So, whether Kali Yuga or Dwapar Yuga or Treta Yuga, whatever the name you give for the age, truth is truth. There is an instance, Sri Ramakrishna's father, Kshudiram, a very devoted being. He used to worship every day Sri Ramachandra in his home. He was a very ardent devotee of Sri Rama. He would never drink even a tumbler of water without offering worship. As soon as he got up from the bed, the first thing he would do to take bath, go to the shrine, light the lamp, offer incense sticks, do worship, remember him, and then he would go for work. So his day would start from remembering God. His day would start like that. And as it is said in this Sanskrit verse, tapasa, man of discipline. Whatever it might be, he must get up morning at such and such a time. He must get up. There was one Swamiji in Belur Math. I was a brahmachari, that is novice. In Calcutta I was there for 2 years. One senior most Swamiji, his name Swami Madhavanandaji, a very great Swami, disciple of Holy Mother. Every day he would get up exactly at 3:30 morning. You can set the watch by seeing the light in his window. Exactly 3:30 he would get up. Even if he goes to bed at 2 o'clock in the night, he would get up at 3:30 morning. And he was very busy person. The General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Mission means even 48 hours are not sufficient. 48 hours, not 24 hours, I am telling. Even 48 hours are not sufficient. So you can imagine such tremendous work. With all that, he would never stop his meditation. He would never stop his discipline. He would never go away from truthfulness. That is a remarkable quality. What else you want? Do you mean to say a person who has realized God has got two horns? What is the meaning of man of realization? It is this. See the person. How is he? See the person and judge. If that Swamiji would come out of his room, whoever may be in that area, they would all get up. He would not ask them to get up. They would get up out of reverence. Swamiji is coming. It's an honor to show our respect to him. Like that they would all feel. I was so amazed to see that. I was so amazed. The first time I am seeing all these things, and first time I got many things best. This is one of the best I got. There are many first things which I got, which I have no time to tell you. Anyway, so here I am telling, the point is that Sri Ramakrishna's father, he was very truthful. You must know he was worshipping Sri Ramachandra, who was the embodiment of truthfulness. So, all the people of the village showed tremendous respect and reverence for him. They would consider him as veritable God. As far as he is concerned, he is extremely simple, accessible to anybody, no barriers, anybody can come and meet him and talk to him. Freeness. That is one of the spiritual quality, you must know that. Freeness. And once you come and talk, you feel affinity. How do you feel that? It is divine attraction. Divine attraction. These are all the features. So, Sri Ramakrishna's father was like that. He was not very rich. Not at all. He had his wife, he had his children. Modest life. But his life was based on character, values. Wonderful life. He is not living for the sake of desires. He is living the life for the sake of God, for the love of God, for realizing God, for experiencing truth. So whatever God provides him, he was contented. Santushto yena kena chit. I always, many times I have told this in my class here, because I like this so much. I have set this as my ideal itself in my life. Santushto yena kena chit. That means be satisfied with whatever you have got. What a wonderful quality it is. If you are able to cultivate that quality of contentment, then you are, to maximum extent, you have cut off all the desires. You are no more the slaves of desires. You are not running after the desires. Desires run away. That is the quality of man of realization. That is Sri Ramakrishna's father. It's only in that parent Sri Ramakrishna was born. Sri Ramakrishna's mother also, wonderfully devoted. Every day she would see gods and goddesses, let alone seeing once in one full moon day. Every day she was seeing. You cannot believe that. Because her mind was so pure, life was so pure, honest, simple, loving, selfless service, intense compassion for everybody. These are the wonderful qualities. Develop those qualities. Without doing any such thing, we simply go on talking. Years and years we have talked about religion. Every alternate day there will be interfaith dialogue. It's good than nothing. It's good than nothing. But if you come to Sri Ramakrishna, you have to be practical in every respect. You mean what you say, not saying one thing and acting in another way. No. The moment you do that, you are far away from Sri Ramakrishna, though you are sitting here. So, Sri Ramakrishna's father was respected by all the people of the village. There was one rich landlord. Those days, landlords were a terror to the people. Because they got money. They can throw the money and do whatever they want. So he came one day and he was telling Sri Ramakrishna's father, look, why are you in this poverty condition? How long you will be like this? Don't worry, I will give you money. It will take care of your 3 generations. Not only your present, even great grandchildren. They can live wonderfully well. Without doing any job, simply they can sit and eat. I will provide you so much money. Just please come to the court and just you stand there as a witness, because I am very much interested in a case which I want to win. If the judge sees you, the most respectful person in this village, then judge will automatically believe and he will pass judgment in my favor. Then don't worry, your poverty is nothing, it will be taken care of, don't worry about it. See the temptation now. It is like people coming and offering you $3 million. Now that is a test now. Do you want $3 million? Do you want to sell away your character for the sake of money? Here is the test. What did Kshudiram say? Kshudiram is the name of Sri Ramakrishna's father. What did he say? He said, get away from here. What are you talking about money? Do you think I am living here for the sake of money? Did I ask you for money? Did I tell you any time that I want something, please give me? Have you found any time asking like that? Why are you bothering me? Why are you coming in my way? I am living peacefully in my own way. Why do you want to disturb me? Don't talk all such things in front of me. Please go. That's the way he dealt with such a person. Temptation is very difficult, to overcome. It is really tremendous. That's why Sri Ramakrishna was born of such parents. Anyway, first of all, we should stop telling, giving excuses and all sorts of things. You may give excuse, I may say, all right, you are right. I may say that. But that will not solve your problem. In fact, you will be making the problem more complicated by compromising truth. Please remember that factor. That's all. So, the next step I was telling you, first I told you setting the ideal, and next the steps to reach that ideal. The first one is truthfulness, and if we are truthful in our dealings, God will give immense wealth. What wealth? Spiritual wealth. Prosperity. What prosperity? Spiritual prosperity. which is permanent. Nobody can rob your spiritual prosperity. It's called Daivi Sampat. Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Daivi Sampat. You rise to that level. You are coming close to God by practicing truthfulness. And regarding the discipline of the body and the mind, Lord Krishna has said in the Gita very nicely how this is to be practiced. By showing respect to the teachers, being upright, not hurting anybody. There are regular exercises to follow these disciplines which are to be studied thoroughly once you are into that life. First of all, the discipline of the body, then comes the discipline of the mind, not speaking harsh words to anyone, not hurting anyone, trying to maintain tranquility of the mind. All these things constitute the discipline of the mind, which also means not go on talking from morning 5 o'clock up to night 11 o'clock, non-stop. Maunam, practice silence. Practicing silence is a discipline of the mind. You must know that. Talking is easy. To be silent is difficult. Sleeping is easy. To meditate is difficult. So let us try to figure out clearly what is what. Then everything becomes easy. So when you are able to maintain silence, then only you will be able to concentrate properly on the spiritual ideal. Then only you will be able to enjoy the benefit of meditation. And the Samyak Jnana, I told this, it is called awakening. That awakening comes. That is, it is called as Sukshma Buddhi. Now our Buddhi is Sthula. Sthula means gross. It is very heavy. It cannot rise up at all. It cannot understand anything. Little delicate idea is given, mind reacts. Swamiji, we can't understand all these things. Because it is gross. The mind is terribly gross. So you must make it subtle, light. Sukshma Buddhi. How to get that? By constantly practicing ethical, moral and spiritual values. In a way, in short, maintaining character, not dissipating energy in any manner. We must be very stingy when it comes to the point of spending our energy. If it is it used for a useful purpose? Like that we should question ourselves. And reading the texts, reading the spiritual instructions of spiritual masters, discussing the matters, all these things help us to develop Samyak Jnana, that is, correct understanding. So we say Swadhyaya, that is regularly reading the texts. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. That's the discipline. Reading of the spiritual texts must not be stopped any day. Even at the hour of death, you must not stop. That discipline will take you towards goal. I have seen a person. There is a couple, devoted. Every day they would read Bhagavad. Every day they would read Bhagavad. That is Dashamaskanda, that deals with Lord Krishna's life. Every day they must read. Husband will read, wife will hear. One day, husband is reading, wife is hearing Bhagavad, and just she passed away. Amazing. Just she passed away. Her heart stopped. That's all, no more. Very peaceful death. Nobody can even dream of like that. How the discipline helped her at the time of death also. She was just remembering Lord Krishna and just passed away. It's a glorious death, I should say. Glorious death. People say glorious birth. I will say glorious death also important. But there are spiritual masters who suffer a lot. But they suffer because, not on account of themselves, on account of somebody else. They suffer for the sake of humanity. Sri Ramakrishna suffered cancer, not on account of himself, but for the sake of humanity he suffered. Lord Christ suffered. He was crucified. He underwent a lot of tortures, not on account of himself, but for the sake of humanity. So, that is how we should understand. And lastly, I am talking about brahmacharya and nityam, that is chastity. It's very important. Chastity is the bedrock of spirituality. Chastity means mind should dwell on God. The mind should be set on God. That's the meaning of chastity. So let us try to practice these steps, and surely we will be able to reach the goal, and you will enjoy the immense benefit out of that. With these few words, I conclude my talk. Thank you. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavagai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Tat Sat. May the Divine Supreme Paramatman protect us. May He guide us. May He give us strength and right understanding. May love and harmony be with us all. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.